Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm finally filming my mid-year flip through journal video. Quick disclaimer, everything that's in the journal, I don't pay attention to grammar, spelling, none of it. I am a atrocious speller, so we're not gonna pay attention to that. Also, I didn't exactly start this in actual January because I was in the midst of having like an actual scrapbook journal slash junk journal, which I tried to find for you guys so I could show you what I was talking about, but I can't find it. I don't know what I did with that journal, but we finally moved into this one. So this is my day-to-day daily journal, and yeah, so let's start. See guys, I knew I had it. This is a reference I meant when I said I had like a scrapbook journal. So of course a bunch of Lorelai. I think this is my favorite spread in the thing, in the journal. So as you can see, because of the magazine, it took off this whole, but you know, I wasn't really necessarily writing in it. It was just more like of a scrap thing. I did still want to keep it because, you know, it was a creative outlet and it was working at the time, and it's just the more I progressed, the more I guess it wasn't really for me. Some Audrey Hepburn spreads. Like, it definitely was more of a junk journal rather than a day-to-day, you know, where I could track my stuff weekly. So yeah, I just decided, oh my god, there it is. But of course, I didn't even end up filling it out. This was the last entry, and I believe it was in December of last year. So this is she was low-key falling apart. She was going through it, but quick little reference on the journal that I was talking about, and it definitely went through it, as we can tell. First things off, this journal is from Amazon and it is a 3-ring binder. Like I said, I've been wanting one of these for a minute, and I think this is such an efficient way for me to keep everything in check. I did want to start this because I have a terrible memory. Like, you can quiz me on things I did a month ago, I won't remember it, and this kind of helps me remember it. One challenge I faced with this journal is that at the time I didn't have a printer, so because I was, you know, busy doing other stuff, so reading my books, going to work, I could only print out certain pictures like all in once from my local library. But I finally got my printer, so that is no longer an issue. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, on this side I have some stickers and some photos. It has a lot of pockets. I didn't actually want to stick anything onto it, however, because I felt like if I changed my mind, I couldn't get rid of it. So this is what I have in here. I got this from a local bookstore. I have these that came in a pack of 3. The other one my brother has. How cute. From Daiso. This is from my Pop Mart blind box, which is right here, that I got this past weekend. So this one just barely made it into the journal, and a picture of my fiance and I. So now moving on to this side. This side holds my weekly spread. So my layout is from Monday through Saturday, because Sunday I typically use to hand draw everything and put the stickers. That way it's ready for the new upcoming week. So that is why Sunday did not make it in here, but I still have kept that layout till today. Anyways, as you can tell, it is a little bit messy when we first started off. I did make a couple mistakes that I now have fixed and that you were gonna get to see. But first, I have, you know, my weekly spread. I do fill this out the day that I'm supposed to, so like for Thursday's box, I will fill it out on Thursday. I actually was thinking of filling it out differently because I usually fill it out in the mornings, but I think I'm gonna end up doing it at night so I can fill the box with not only my plans but what I actually did that day. Like, just for example, if I put I'm gonna go to Barnes & Noble and I don't end up going, but I ended up going to Target, maybe add that in there instead. 409 was my first spread, so I still am gonna count it as half of the mid-year, I guess. My first and ever spread was the book I was reading at that time, Binding 13, and I still to this day am in love and saddened by this book. So yeah, this was my first spread. As you can tell, I was doing some very minimalistic stuff on here. It wasn't too, you know, detailed, crazy, full with washi and stuff, but yeah, I think I kept it like this for the first few spreads. This is a little more personal spread, what I cooked, some water I bought, my dog, my doggy. These little inserts, funny story about these, because I didn't have a printer at that time, I couldn't adjust the size to this, you know, A6 paper, so I accidentally printed them out too small, and I decided, well, I'm not gonna waste it, and I just use these to put like a random thought when I don't want to journal, something I want to, you know, make sure to write down. I did stop this, however, because I felt like it was some sort of pointless for me. Okay, so on this side is where I actually started to, you know, get more in detail, add more decals, more washi, decorate it more, and this was a day after, and this is the spread for my Powerless book that I had just finished at the time, so this is like the view for that. Okay, onto this side I have Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. One thing that you will notice is that I do a lot of book spreads only because this is kind of what I do the most. I did kind of not roughly stuck to just this topic by itself. I did, you know, include more of my actual personal stuff into the later of the journal, but I didn't know what else to journal about. I just knew that I really wanted to, you know, add it. So for right now, I think if I remember correctly, I believe it's all book spreads, but this is still kind of one of my favorite spreads only because it matched the vibe of the book so well. Also, this is what I was using to track the month and the week, because again, I printed these out incorrectly. So those were the spreads for that week, and then, you know, we have a starting new week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. This is a little bit of a personal spread. We went to a coffee shop, so I put the sleeve in here. Picture of my fiance, discussion about him. On here, my scrapbook journal that if I find, I swear I'm going to insert some pictures or stuff of. I got a magazine of Gilmore Girls because I'm obsessed. I love Gilmore Girls. However, I kept using the cuts that half of the scrapbook journal ended up being Gilmore Girls, and I said, you know what, I'm not gonna have a Gilmore Girls spread on this journal, and man did I lie, because this was quite fast that I did this, but I love the show so much I just had to do it. On this side I have my TBR for the month, which at that time I guess consisted of Through in a Glass, Jade City, Taming 7, and Crescent City. I got to none of these this month. I ended up going a way different direction and got sidetracked, but I believe I'm gonna start doing these in this journal as well because I like the way that it ended up turning out. On this side I have some random, this is when I started ACOTAR. This spread actually was just like an overview, what I thought it was going to be, and this is the spread of when I actually finished it, my final thoughts, what I liked, what I didn't really enjoy of the books, but I like that I kept everything together. I did try to match the washi close to the aesthetic of the book, so that's why they look a little funky. Over here, it was just like some romance, talking about romance movies, and things that, for me personally, I guess I like. This is gonna obviously signify a new week. This is where I tried out a new pen, and man, did I hate my handwriting here. This was quite atrocious. I don't, even if I miss a day, like let's say I wake up Saturday and I didn't fill out Thursday or Friday, I will still go back and fill it out because my eyes don't like to see an empty square. My April so far is the title of this one. As you can see, I started getting a little bit more personal. I have a parking ticket, a picture of a late night drive, a local bookstore my fiance and I visited, and a picture of me and my fiance. Over here I had If He Had Been With Me spread. This honestly did not match the vibe of the book at all. I just didn't know what to journal, and I just kind of wanted to journal, and again, this was around the time where I didn't know how to fill it out with yet. This is a random thought. We have a new week, and this spread, I used a book club flyer from a local bookshop to cut it out and made the spread out of this. This was us the day that we visited this bookstore and what I was currently reading. On this side, I have the Call Me By Your Name, cinematography that I was obsessed with, and some Target receipts of when I bought A Court of Wings and Ruin. I can see the title here. Over here, I have my Cruel Prince spread. By the way, I will talk about that. Kind of disappointed by it. I think I gave it 1 star. Next over here was, I really wanted to incorporate this because I finally found a bookshop a local bookstore that I loved the vibes of, that they had everything I needed then in stock, and probably now. I haven't gone in a minute, but my first local bookstore purchase was Jade City, and I really wanted to journal about it, so I saved the receipt, put it back in here. Right, new week, of course, and this is the cover of May. I added my small TBR at the bottom, decorated it with some just spring-esque pictures, photos, and I really like how this cover turned out. This, I think, is my favorite, will forever be my favorite layout. Over here I have a little kind of food, what I was eating, what I wanted to eat, and some mall visits. Over here I have some of the pictures of my trips to Mexico, some pictures during December when I first started making the coffee, my fiance's Labubu tag when he finally got it. This coupon was from the fair, I believe. So yeah, I started incorporating some more personal stuff, not just, layouts about books, but yeah. So that's that. Over here, I do have the final spread of A Cruel Prince. Had high hopes for it, went out the window. I did start to notice that when I started making the weekly spreads now, the line goes all the way up here, like surpasses this blank spot, and over here when I started it didn't, and I wanted this clean look, so, but I didn't notice this until very later. Right here I have my Legends and Latte spread. I love this spread. This spread is so cozy, fits the vibe perfectly. This book was a 5-star read for me. Then over here I have a clipping of my favorite coffee, and I used like an envelope for the border, and the top says coffee from Gilmore Girls. Next to it is the Farmer's Market Guide to Editing. I don't know why I named it that. I really don't know why I named it that. It's what was going on at the time. I included some programs, equipment, and atmosphere that I like to, have when I am editing. So that is that. I really like the spread actually, and the photos actually turned out pretty good, considering that some of them looked pale, Next over here I have my ideal summer spread. I have some summer-esque photos, and the colors are immaculate in this spread. I actually was very fond of this. Did I do what I said I was going to do in the spread? I have done some things, just not, you know, all of them. Of course, another weekly spread. As you can see, the lines are still going through this. And then I have, again, some leftover photos from when I went to go print them at the library. I do tend to write about, you know, things that, hobbies I want to add or hobbies I want to get rid of, habits I want to add to my life, waking up early, being more creative, stuff like that. And, you know, it always turns into me writing about my feelings. So over here I have the beauty of my slow days. I wanted to use some washi that I don't normally use or don't know why I would use, but I have this like koi fish washi. I have these pictures were taken in December, but it was just us driving by, you know, the local city. I had my brother's Christmas gift to me, my Harry Potter robe engraved with my name on it, and me trying a Christmas edition Olipop for the first time ever. This spread for the weekly wasn't fond of because of how big I wrote and how big the gaps are. Hated it. This one was a little bit better. I have my Dream Life spread. This spread was actually, I wanted to do something that felt a lot like, you know, very spring, very romance, if that's even, if that makes sense. I started acquiring these tiny bunny stickers, if you can see right here, and I still have them and I'm in love with them. So yeah. Next on this side, I have some big events in my life. This whole spread is talking about my feelings. We're not really gonna look at that, but I have, you know, when I got engaged, my first trip to Mexico with my fiance, but then he was my boyfriend, and a concert I attended with my best friend and my fiance. Then I have my June spread. When it comes to my June spread, I accidentally did not use the pictures, and it looks blank and it looks sad, and I hated it. I still don't like to stare at this because it makes me on this side, this is quite possibly, I believe, one of my, if not my favorite spread. This was when I took my fiance and my dad to one of my favorite coffee shops, and I have I used their business card, and then these little images actually came in the card, so I wanted to stick this on. I have some, you know, cups, and right here, I don't know if you can tell, let me move this up closer for you guys. I have these little stickers that I got at Daiso, and it says like specialty hot chocolate, $5.80. I thought that was such a cute detail to add, and of course my receipt up here. And then of course another week. This is my spread that I named Let's Get Married. I love this spread. This spread, I wish I didn't use this washi. See, I can't. This was, I am so excited for the wedding, you guys. I don't know. This is kind of the vibes I want to go for. I don't know about the veil, but definitely like this very, you know, ethereal invitation, and kind of like a forest wedding inspo. So yeah. Flip the page. I have, oh, this is my Wuthering Heights spread, the book that got me into books. I always say that I love this spread. This fits the vibe perfectly, besides the cap, but yeah, this is a very good spread. I think I wrote this in blue pen, and I hate that I did that. And then again, same thing, love the handwriting here, it was going good. Oh, by the way, I have to have lined paper, but because if not, then I start doing this where I like start slowly writing crooked, and that's why I had to fill it up with the hearts. And then, you know, at the back I got sloppy, big gaps, big letters. Hated it. This was my Starbucks run, Barnes & Noble run, and my Petco run, and I actually still remember this day. This was very hot this day, so I was trying to romanticize what I could. Then I have my romance rom-com movies, my favorites of all time. Obviously, all of them didn't fit in the page, but I have some. Not my top 3, but definitely top faves. I have Casablanca, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and of course, Pride and Prejudice. I don't know what was going on here. Normal handwriting. Then I got horrible. Fixed it back here. Then I have my July cover page. To be frank with you, do not even remember making this, which is insane because we're, barely 15 days into the month, and I already didn't remember that this was a thing. And just today as well, I was thinking, oh my god, maybe I should make a cover page for this month. Girl, there already is one. I wanted this to be very summer vibes, and I think I acquired that. I try to do my own lettering. I can't draw, I can't write. I don't have nice penmanship, sorry. So yeah, we're not gonna talk about it. Over here I have a life update. This is me at my favorite coffee shop. I got something called monkey bread, a trip to Sprouts, and then a picture of my brother and my mom. How cute. Look at him. Look at him. Love him. And then this is from a coin purse that I got. This spread is where I think that's the first spread. No, look, I already forgot to talk about it. Okay, I'll just talk about it now. This spread is when I started actually dating the days, because I feel like, it would make it easier for me to remember when I go and look back at these like I'm doing now. So I had to start writing the days on this. And yeah, I did. I am still actually continuing it to this day. Right here, it's just like a quick summer update, what I wanted my summer, now that we're actually in it, my July and August to look like. So this is the spread. These sunflower stickers, I don't know if you can see that one right here. My mommy got them for me. Love that woman. Over here, I have my dream home. I thought it was so cute to add the gnome right here. And, I have like the stairs, the kitchen, the outside of the house. This is, I think, one of my favorite weekly spreads. I don't know why. I think it's because I added the detail of the washi, and I don't think I have another one that has a washi. I still, I'm numbering my days, of course. This is my recent favorite spread. This is a fragrance card from Jo Malone, and it's in the scent Wood Sage and Sea Salt. This was so cool. These stickers my mom also got for me. How cute. Love that lady. I love the vibes, the color palette, everything about this spread. My handwriting is atrocious. However, it will not even make me hate it. I have the big stars, the tiny stars, everything fit perfectly in here. In the back of that, I have my Pop Mart visit. As you guys know, I'm collecting this series, and I have these two guys as of now. Every time I go to the Pop Mart website, or I go into the Pop Mart location, the only one in the Central Valley where I live, they're always out of stock. We walked in this past weekend into it, and they had a few left, so I had to pick one up, and I got the little circus. This is my current week. I have filled out Monday and of course Tuesday, which is the day I'm filming this. So yeah, this is just waiting for it to get filled out. And this is my Jade City spread. I did this because I, had just finished the book. These prints were the first 3 prints, right? Were they? Hold on. Yes, they were the first 3 prints. I printed it out on my Canon printer. So I actually really like how they print it out. But now that I'm realizing it, there's a line going all across, and I don't like that. This is the journal spread that I just filled out this morning at the park. So I did date them. Not all of them, but I did date some of them. And I think I'm gonna do that, but sometimes I just be forgetting to do that. But yeah, I just was trying to use up some of my leftover library printables, which I have in here. Like I cut them all up, and I still have quite a bit in here. So, but in regards to my journal, I still have, you know, some paper. I'm trying to find something to put back here, and I still haven't found it. So I think I'm gonna go to my local bookshop and get some of the cards so I can put one in the back. But this is my journal so far, and I hope you guys can get, you know, some inspirations if you want to copy it, or you want to change some things. Please go ahead and do that. I just wanted to, I personally like seeing everybody's mid-year journal flip throughs, because it does, you know, kind of give me ideas, inspiration, maybe try new layouts that might work a little more efficiently than this has been working for me. Or if, you know, this type of layout will help you, you know, to do, I would be very appreciative. And I would love if you guys, you know, ended up using it. But if you don't, that's fine as well. So yeah, I can't get over how cute this is. But yeah, that would be it for the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed my mid-year journal flip through for 2025. I'll see you guys in a few days. Well, not in a few days, but when I post my next vlog.